All right, welcome to this lesson. So in this lesson, we will be looking through the features of the cPanel, what the cPanel stands for, what the cPanel can do, and some of its basic functions. So we all know how to log into our cPanel. So the first thing you see is your email tab. Depending on the hosting company, the arrangement may be different, but I can assure you all the features here are something you will see in almost all the cPanels. So the cPanel on the top right, you have this drop down. You can go to account preferences, password and security. This is where you can change your password, but you will need to put in the current password before you can change it. You can decide to change your language here. You can change your style, contact information, and reset page settings. So then you can log out. If there's any notification, you find it under this bell. So there's a new version of this cPanel called um, the glass style. So on the glass, it's a bit advanced and it's a new design. So if you choose that, you can simply switch to glass if you have this notification on your cPanel, or otherwise you go to style, change style here, and you should be able to find it and switch between whichever style suits you best. So but for now, I will be using this. So we have the email tab. So this contains where you can create emails. So email account is where you create your emails. You can perform email forwarding of one from one email to the other, email routing. But for the sake of this basic class, we'll just be talking about the function. So you can create your email address, corporate email address. So info@yourdomain.com, admin@yourdomain.com. So there's another lesson that talks about email creation. So you would find the steps on how to create an email there. So we have the autoresponders. You need to auto respond to a mail that has been sent. This is where you configure it. On an advanced level, we have track delivery, email deliverability, encryption, default address, mailing list. So these are all on an advanced level. You can do well to read more on it on yourself, or you do well to um, look out for the advanced course. Okay, so we have your email disk usage, which talks about um, your disk space. How has your email affected your disk space? Meanwhile, your email folder is also stored in your file manager. So quick one, go to file manager. You can see here under your root folder, you have mail. So this is mail. So this is where all your emails will be created. So every domain to a particular folder. So this domain, any email I create will fall into this. So you see we have hello and then contact at listedhosting.com.ng. So every email has a folder. Every email, every domain has a folder. Every email created will have a folder inside the main folder. So it is easy for you to extract and export. Okay, so let's go back. So the next tab we'll talk about here is the file, so which contains your file manager, your images, directory privacy, your disk usage, your web disk, your FTP account is where you can create FTP account, file transfer protocols, your backups, you can generate backups, you can download backups, Git version control. Then you have your Jetpack backups. So this is another backup option, but those two are the default that comes with most cPanels. And your FTP account is what you create if you need to access this server from an FTP transfer protocol software. So we have some like FileZilla. So this is useful in the sense whereby you you have the cPanel, and this cPanel has about 10 different clients. Their website resides on this hosting. So, and you have a client that says, look, I need to move. I have another developer I would like to transfer my files to. So you know it will not be good if you give them access to this cPanel, because they will have access to all other clients' data. So the best thing to do is to create an FTP account. So when you create an FTP account, you give them the password, you give them the username and the password, then you give them a port. So that is what they will take to the FileZilla client. So when they install the FileZilla client, they can log in backdoor and access a particular folder, which is the folder that belongs to the client that wants to move. So that is what you give the client. The client will now give it to his or her developer. So the developer will now use those details to access this cPanel. Meanwhile, you don't need to give them access to this cPanel. I mean, your username and password. You only give them access to FTTP. So we move. The next tab is the database. So this is where we create our database. We have the database wizard. In my database, you manage your database here, and you have remote MySQL. Then we also have your PHP where all your database and installed files are stored. I think we used this while we were moving our website from an offline state, local WP, to an online state. So you do well to listen to that lesson. It will explain, give you an idea of what the database works for. So we have the domain, which this is where your domain are listed. We have your add-on domains, your subdomains, your alias, and redirect. So you can redirect domain A to domain B. You can have 2, 3 domains, and all belongs to one website. So you have abc.com, abc.net, abc.org, and the website is installed on abc.com. So you do well to redirect .net and .org to .com. So this is where you do that. We have the zone editor. Now we will not be going deep into this because it's an advanced level. So zone editor is also, it's a way, like we said, every domain has an IP. So you can decide to point this domain to another IP, which means another server, but the domain can still reside here. So we will not go deep into that. The next is your metrics. So you can check your site visitors, your errors, your bandwidth, your raw access, metrics, and your resource usage. The next tab is your security. So this is where you have your SSH access. If you don't know how to use it, please don't go there. We have your IP blocker. You want to block a particular IP that you don't want the person to have access to your site. You have your SSL. We treated this in the SSL version. We have your API tokens. Please don't go there. It's for developers that have some specific functions to run. So we will not be explaining, going deeper on this. You have your protection, you have your leash protection also, you have your mod security, then the SSL TLS, this is where you install your SSL. Then Immunify, you can read more on it, it's just another security software. So you have a lot on this cPanel. Not everything will be used. You don't need to use every